All right, great to see all of you this morning. Great to see all of you this morning. I was just listening to a very brief presentation by, he's actually a chiropractor who specializes in pain, and he was talking about how sitting causes pain. So we certainly don't want that in this class, and we'll move, but he added in a few concepts that I'm going to weave through the class today in terms of how do we sit and stand so that pain does not come in. But we know just from sitting a long time, right, that pain can settle into the body, or sometimes we don't notice it until we get up. I've noticed that before when I'm working on something and I spend a long time sitting and then I get up, and then later in the day, the back might be feeling a little funky. So we'll talk about some concepts to help with that. Let's begin by sitting nice and alert, not necessarily in a rigid type of way, but in a way that you feel open and lifted. And so how do we do that? Bring your palms to the top of your thighs. Draw your shoulders up and back. And then notice just by doing that, you start to engage your center. And let's tune into yoga breathing as we set an intention for this class, this day, this week, however you'd like to do that. And I like to start by this breathing in and out from the heart. So what I mean by that is your mentally, or your mind's eye is going to the center of your heart. In yoga, we refer to heart center, which is here. Obviously, it's not anatomically where the heart is. So picture your heart center and then start becoming more aware of your breath. So as we breathe in, we're breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Breathing in and breathing out. Unless you're stuffy, try to keep it flowing through the nostrils. That will help your energy level, so many things. Help you feel more balanced, focused. With your next inhale, imagine that you're inhaling from your heart. So you're breathing into your heart. So as you inhale, breathe into the heart center. And then as you exhale, exhale out from the heart center. So as we inhale, there's this expansion, right? So you're breathing in and you're filling into your heart. And then exhale, and you exhale out from your heart. So I like to think of it as a taking in or a receiving, and then an exhaling and more as a offering or as a giving. Inhaling is expansive. And then exhaling is more of a softening and a broadening outward. So you can think of the inhale as in, the inside. That's really yoga, right? Yoga from the inside out. And then exhaling is giving. And it's this circle. It's this circle that keeps going. Now, perhaps you have a value or an intention or a word. We kind of talked about that for the beginning of the year. That's been going around a lot. Talking about what is a word that you have for this year. Or it could just be a word for the day or this class. And that word could be balance. That word could be strength. That word could be compassion. So as you inhale into your heart that value or intention. And then as you exhale, exhale out that value, quality, or intention. Breathe in. And breathe out. This is coming from your mind's eye, breathing into heart center. Perhaps the word is balance. And then breathing out from heart center. The word is balance. Breathe in. How about compassion? And breathe out. Compassion. And so we try to bring that quality into our practice during our time together. Weave it in. So you each have your own word that you chose. So this idea of how do we sit so we don't have pain? So one of them was he was showing this kind of rocking kneeling chair, that it was the most ideal way to get the curvatures in the spine. We have 4 curves in our spine. So let's start by rocking forward and back. And it's intentional. We rock forward, that's a leaning in, right? And then we rock back. And we lean forward and back. Notice what happens with your body as you lean forward. What happens in the belly area? So as we lean forward, there's a place where you might not feel the belly engage, and then you got to engage something, you're going to fall forward. Don't go that far forward. Then we lean back. At some point, we feel engagement in the belly. So notice that, and at the same time, notice how the weight shifts in your feet. We're leaning forward, we're leaning back. We're leaning forward, and the weight goes towards the front of the feet. We lean back, we go back, and the weight goes towards the back of the feet, but at some point it stops, right? Because then the weight comes out of the feet. So just notice that. Breathe in. And breathe out as you rock. That's it. So if you notice that you're sitting a while, rocking could be a very nice strategy to
We'll do something
make
else.
sure that we have more fluidity.
Okay.
Somebody needs to mute. We love hearing you. All right. And then let's come back to center and lift tall. So another concept I really want to weave into this class is the idea of inner body bright. I was talking about this with my class last night. Inner body bright. It's kind of like when my teacher said this to me years ago, I'm like, what are they talking about? What it means is this is the first step we do in a pose. It's the energetic of it. So I'm going to show what inner body dull would be. It's kind of like this, right? Like we're closing off. So the first step in any yoga posture is inner body bright. So that means lifted. And then imagine, no yawning, Jody, I saw that. You think I can't see you. So inner body bright means that we're feeling lifted, right? And there's this, you could think about it in terms of like a glow, an inner glow inside of you. So here we are, inner body bright, lifted in mountain pose. Let's inhale now and take our right arm upwards. The elbow may be bent at first. And then how do we bring in inner body bright? Lift up even more through the inside. So it's not just stretching the arm up, reach upwards from the inside. That's it. Now push down through your feet and feel your quadriceps engage. Push down through your hips. Exhale, let that go. That's a lot of work, just lifting the arm, right? Inner body bright adds in this whole other concept. Left arm rises. And as we get brighter, the sides of our body get longer. That's a main premise of this inner body bright. Lift up. Think about lifting up from the sides of your body. And exhale, release down. So this area, take your middle fingers and your thumbs and press them into, just gently, don't poke yourself, but this area right on top of the pelvic bone, push that, and then the area right where your rib is, the bottom rib is, it might be a little tender there, could be tender. So gentle, gentle, and with your middle fingers and your thumbs, touch that area. This is the area we really want to lengthen. So lift up and out of your waist and feel your fingers spread a little bit there. That's what we're looking to do. Then tone the belly. Now, keeping that lift, inhale, arms rise up. So the arms coming out to the side is secondary to this inner body bright. Lift your palms skyward. Turn the palms upright. Beautiful. Press down through your feet. Inhale, one or both arms lift towards the sky. Now think about those fingers where they were and lift up and out even more so you get brighter, brighter, brighter. Exhale, flow your arms down. You know, some people say, oh, in yoga, they get this glow. It's all about that inner body bright. Right arm lifts towards the sky. Let's find our side bend. We want to get this area really long on the side of the body, but we don't want to shrink through this side as we side bend to the left. So we still think about that you've still got your fingers there, or maybe even a chopstick, you know, a stick there. So you're not allowed to bend into that area. Now take your side bend towards the left. Breathe in here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Push down through your heels and your feet. We're talking about lengthening here. The arm doesn't matter whether it's lifted or not. It could be down. We're getting the side bend here. Now, maybe you use your left hand and press it into the outside of the right thigh and pull the thigh towards center, even though it's not, and you get a little bit more of a stretch. Now we're talking. We're making space. One more breath in, breath out, lowering the arm down. Take a pause. Notice how does the right side feel compared to the left. Here we go, other side. Lifting the arm. Take a breath and think inner body bright. You're going to hear me say that so much today that you're going to be like, I wish you'd stop saying that. Now take your right hand and bring it outside the left thigh. Now pull that thigh into center. It's not that it's moving. Your thigh is pushing into your hand and your hand is pushing into your thigh. You can feel your strength. Lift tall. Breathe in. Exhale, side bending towards your right. Yes, we can always change these poses to modify or to serve a different intention. So you, with us pulling this thigh into center and pressing against it, we're using our strength to find even more length. Inhale, rise up, and exhale, release that. Let's find our cat-cow. So exhaling, we're using our cat-cow to get even more length. So hands on top of the thighs or the knees, round back, and I want you to think about how the sides of your body are finding more and more length to make a bigger and bigger curve. So we're not shrinking, we're expanding in yoga. And then we're going to inhale and lift up. Let's take the arms into cactus or just elbows bending. Yeah, so the elbows can be slightly lower. and your shoulders. Now lift your heart. A back bend. This is a back bend, and this is where you feel that inner body bright. Imagine the sun is just kind of a warm, glowing sun, not in your eyes, but just kind of warming the center of your heart. That's inner body bright. Exhale, round. Hands to the top of the knees or the thighs. Really lengthen through the sides of your body. And that might mean leaning your spine slightly back, and your arms might get a little bit straighter because you're making more space. You're taking up more space. Inhale, lift up, inner body bright. Elbows are bent. You can always keep your arms down, by the way. Lift the center of your heart upwards. Your sit bones are moving back. There's a little lower back curve going on there. That's the back bend. Exhale, round. Chin to chest. Lean back. Feel a stretch in between your shoulder blades. That area can get so tight. So tight. So this is intentional. It's an intentional forward fold. Inhale, rise up. One more back bend here. We'll be doing lots of those though, don't worry. Elbows are down, lean slightly back. Back of the head is in line with your spine, so it's not crunching back down there. And then come back to cactus here. Let's twist towards the right. Breath is in. Breath is out. One more, breathe in fully. Come back to center. Inner body bright is in every pose, including a twist. So as we twist, the first and most important part is to lift up tall, get space, then find your twist. Twist towards your left. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale back to center and relax your arms down. Let's circle the shoulders around and about. Circle them up, around, and about. Notice if you feel any crunchies, or you might slightly hear them, or just really kind of feel them. It should feel good though. All right, we're going to do a little bit of cross body action today. And the first one we're going to do is you're going to take your right fingers to your left ear, and then your left to your right ear. So weird, isn't it? It's weird. And then inhale, lift your elbows. And now exhale, curl in. Inhale, lift the elbows, gently touch your ears. So you know you're touching your ears. This is one of those cross brain things. And then exhale, curl in. Take your elbows towards your navel. Inhale, lift your elbows up. Now we're going to use this movement when we do some chair pose work. So we're just warming up this whole idea. The brain's going, what are you doing? My left hand is touching my right ear and my right hand is touching my left ear. Go ahead and switch it up. So whichever arm was on top, switch it. Oh, my arms do not like that. I don't know if you noticed that, but I had to do an adjustment there, and you might too. Very strange. We're not used to crossing our appendages in this kind of way. Lift the elbows a little bit. Now you're not looking at your toes. Go ahead and lift them too. Doesn't matter whether they all lift or not. You don't need to look at them. Spread your toes. Exhale, lower them down. In fact, it'd be really hard to look at them right now. Inhale, lift them up. Exhale, lower them down. Let's curl in, elbows towards navel. Inhale, lift the elbows back up. Just notice if this is weird to you, because it's definitely weird to me. Exhale, take your elbows in towards your navel. Let's open this up and let that go. We'll do a little bit of cross body here. So bring your left hand to your right knee and lower it And it doesn't matter how high you lift, right? It's not about how high you lift. It's the intention to lift the knee. So now it's right hand to left knee. Let's do a little bit of crossing here as you breathe. Inhale and exhale, and inhale and exhale. And you can vary the speed based on your body, not mine. And you don't have to touch. You could just cross and bring your arms at a diag. So towards the right and towards the left. There you go. Make sure you're breathing. We're kind of walking and crossing. And take a break from that. Bring the right knee in towards you. Give it a hug. Give it a hug. Release perhaps from your left hand and circle the right knee around and about. Let's juice up that joint. It's been cold in Michigan. If you're in Michigan, you know, and I'm sure the East Coast, Northern East Coast and West Coast are as well. Doubt we have too many West Coasters on now. It's a little early for them. And then lift the knee back in. Good. Extend the heel forward. You might take your hands to the side of the chair. With your hands on the side of the chair, lean forward, push down through the left foot and right heel. Now we're going to lean back. As you lean back, keep your hands on the chair, lean back, pull the belly in, and maybe the leg lifts. This is that rocking motion we're bringing in. Exhale, lean forward. Shoulders are in line with spine. Exhale, lean back. Push the left foot down. Belly tones. Keep your hands on the chair. Notice how that helps. Or it's not necessarily about helping. It might help engage your belly because you're not worrying about other things. Exhale, release it down. Good. Inhale, arms may lift upwards. Inner body bright, reach tall. Exhale, lean forward, arms out to the side. Exhale, arms down towards the earth. Take your hands to the side of the chair. Draw your shoulders up and back. Lean back as you lift the leg. The leg may or may not lift. It could be even down, but you're leaning back. Exhaling, lowering the heel down. Inhale, arms rise. Take your arms out to the side on your exhale. Inhale, arms release. Hands to the side of the chair. Push down through the left foot, rise up. Leg may rise. Lean slightly back. Now, maybe you lift one or both arms. One or both arms. You should not have any crying going on in this right psoas hip flexor area. If you do, take that leg down. Come back upright, drag that heel back in. Left leg lifts. Inner body bright, grow tall, shoulders up and back. Circle the knee around using just your left hand. We talked about last week, you can use a tie underneath your thigh if that's helpful for you. Circle around and about. And then let's extend the leg, press the heel down. Take a moment and pause. Push the left heel down and the right foot. Notice the belly tone. Arms down by your side. Inhale, they lift up. Pull your left toes towards you. Spread them. Exhale, arms out to the side. Now, you know you can ignore me. When I'm giving some of this direction stuff, it's just to kind of help wake up different areas of the body. But if you say to yourself, you know what, she's just telling me too many directions, let some of them go. especially if you haven't done yoga before. Exhale, release your fingers and your head down towards the earth. Inhale, take your hands to the side of the chair, draw your shoulders up and back. Press down through your hips and your heel, rise up, arms circle up towards the sky. Exhale, hands at your heart, bring them down towards the chair. Let's lean forward with our hands on the chair. Notice a nice long spine. Shoulders are up and back here. Head's in line with the spine. So you're looking, your vision is real important to this whole inner body bright, because if you're looking down, your head's probably going to go down. But if you look forward and down, it opens up the front of your body more. Now, inhale, lift up, lean back on your sitting bones, left leg may lift. Maybe it doesn't, lean back, belly pulls in and up. Exhale, release the heel down. Inhale, circle your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, arms out to the side. Feel your shoulder blades on your back here. Take a little pause. Feel the shoulder blades on the back. So I like to feel a gentle pulsing of the arms, kind of like their wings. It's just a gentle, they're barely moving, just a little bit. That magic that birds, feathered friends have. Hands to the sides of the chair. I'm thinking of my favorite red and pink peregrine. I think I got that right. Shoulders up and back, lean back, leg may lift. I didn't get that right. I have to get the pronunciation right. Lean back on the back of your sitting bones. Exhale, lower the leg down. Inhale, circle your arms up overhead. Exhale, arms out to the side. Release the arms down. Take your hands to the side of the chair. Push down through your your right foot. Leg rises, lean slightly back. Heart lifts, inner body bright. I think I'm gonna take this scarf off, getting a little heat going here. Heart lifts. Maybe one or both arms lift. Doesn't matter. Notice how you can lift the arms or keep the hands by your chair. We're not holding on for dear life, by the way. And come back to center. Drag that heel in. Take our legs out to the side for goddess. We're going to go back to that crazy crossbody thing. So left hand to right ear. Right hand to left ear. Lifting the elbows up. Push down through your feet. Relax the shoulders, but lift long through the sides of your body. Push your hips down. Inhale, heels rise. Exhale, lower the heels down. Inhale, heels rise. Exhale, lower the heels down, keeping this crossbody twist, or it's kind of a twist. Twist towards your right. Try to keep that left knee from caving in, because it might. So push down through the foot, especially across the whole ball of the foot. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, cross the other way. You're thinking, is this crazy? When is she going to have us release our fingers? And back to center. Let's go. Let that go. Circle the shoulders around and about. Extending your left leg, maybe making an adjustment on the chair. With the left leg extending, push down through the heel and pull the toes towards you. Inner body bright, lift tall, shoulders are stacking over hips. This area is getting really long. Think about it getting long. Bring the forearm to the thigh. The left arm is going to rise and then take it over the ear and stretch long. So now we're going to get the side of the body, the left side of the body really long. Push down through your hip. Your hand can be behind your head. You might have your hand on your shoulder. You might reach it towards the right. Now, push down through your left heel. Push down through your right foot. Push down through both together, rise up, and exhale. We're going to switch sides. Left knee's bent, right leg extends outward. Hold on to the chair and make your adjustments. Take a breath in and feel as though you're taking up more space upwards. Keep that space as you exhale. It's the space inside your torso that you're gaining. As you press your right heel down, pull the toes towards you. Bring the left forearm to the thigh. We're going to get really long through this side of the body, right? It's going to get really long. So the space that you were touching with your middle finger and thumb gets even longer as you stretch towards the left. Maybe the arm rises, maybe it doesn't. Perhaps you take it over the ear. Now I want you to think about that line that you're drawing with your body. From your right heel up the leg through the right side of the rib cage. Push down through both feet. Feel your left hip tone. Rise up and bring the legs together. Okay, now we're going to do some stuff with that crossing the body, and we'll do chair pose. You might want to have a second chair in front of you for balance, right? So think about it. I've been pushing that a lot through our classes, that it's really nice to have a second chair, and there's different reasons for it, but you want to make sure you're going to be safe in chair pose. We'll do one chair pose or a few chair poses without the idea of crossbody, and then we will. So what I mean by that is you might have a chair in front of you as you practice chair pose. You can practice facing a wall as long as you can still hear me and see me, right? You may have a block. If you don't worry about it. If you do, put it in between your thighs. I'm gonna move this, but you should know that it could be in front of you as you start to engage in chair pose. I'm gonna move this out to the side now. And know that safety is your priority. Lean forward and back. As you lean back, hug your block. That's the rocking. Belly's engaging, inner thighs are engaging. Then we don't have any of this pulling in the hip flexor area, but we do have core engaging. Now inhale, lean forward. We're not quite hugging the block anymore, but it's there so it doesn't drop. Exhale, lean back, hug the block, lean back. Maybe your hands are on the side of the chair. It helps you engage your belly more, notice that. Inhale, come on, up, lift up. Now we're gonna practice going up and down into our chair pose, keeping that idea of engagement through the center. We want that inner body bright, so the shoulders are up and back. Hands can be on the chair in front of you. Hands may be forward without the chair. You decide. And we're going to rock forward and back. And as you lift, hug your block if it's there. If not, imagine you're hugging your block. Breathe in. Breathe out. You guys are awesome. Exhale, slowly lower down. You can always take your hands back first if you don't believe that chair is still there. You know, sometimes our mind thinks, is that chair still there? That's a really common thought. Lean forward and back. And then when you're ready, lift on up. Lift on up. Could be a millimeter, centimeter, few inches. Take your sit bones back. Lift your heart. Now, I dream a genie. If your hands are not touching the chair, make your touch one elbow with your hand and the other with your hand. Lean arms forward, exhale, slowly lower down, maybe hands come to the chair. All right, take a little break. You don't have to keep the block, you can. I noticed my inner thighs were like, can you release that block? So listen to your body, maybe open and close the knees a few times. And I warned you, we're going to do some weird stuff with this business here. So we're going to lean forward and back. Again, if if your balance feels like, yes, I can lift up without touching the chair, great. Otherwise, continue to hold the chair as we come up, or maybe just don't stand up, but do the pose and imagine you're standing up. So bring your hands to opposite ears and then rise up. Yes, now exhale, slowly lower the elbows a little bit, take your sit bones back. Inhale, lift your elbows. And now, maybe stand up and release your hands. Maybe you might have your hands on the chair, right? Good. Now, we're going to play with this idea of as you take your sit bones back, we're not going to go all the way down. Now, this is where you either have the chair in front of you or I'm going to have it to the side just so you can see. As you lower your hips, you're going to inhale. As you lift your hips, you're going to exhale. So let's just go for that. For me, this is the opposite way of thinking. In yoga, we usually inhale to lift and exhale to go down. So here we go. Bend your knees on the inhale. Straighten your knees on the exhale. Bend your knees on the inhale. Straighten your knees on the exhale. Good. Cross elbows to ears as long as you feel balanced. Ooh, I did the opposite one and my elbows think it's kind of a funky thing to do. On your inhale, bend your knees, take your sit bones back. Lift your elbows a little bit. Lean forward, sit bones go back. Inhale, lift your spine and your elbows. Exhale, straighten your legs. See, I really have to think about that one. Release your arms. Good. One more time in chair pose. Maybe you cross the other way. So what is your natural intuition? Right arm over left or left arm over right? Maybe do the opposite one. Exhale, take your sit bones back. Elbows lift. Notice how I said exhale because I'm so used to that. Take an inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, move the heart forward. Sit bones back. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, sit bones back. And on your next exhale, lift on up, push down through your feet, rise. Play with a little bit of balance now with hands on the back of the chair, hands at the wall. Let's do some heel rises. Let that cross balance stuff go for a moment, right? Find a spot to stare at. So mountain pose, I'm going to face you, is all about inner body bright. Inner body bright now. So this would be inner body dull, right? We want to first of all push down through our feet and then lift up and out of the waist. That's our fingers in between here, just making sure we got good space there. Then shoulders up and back, hips tone. Lot going on in mountain pose to be bright in the pose. Take your arms down by the side or maybe hands on the chair, shoulders up and back, and just feel that. Breathe in and breathe out. Notice the weight in your feet. If it's too far back, sometimes we end up losing inner body bright. If it's too far forward, we're going to lose inner body bright too. Find the place where balance is just right for you. Then hands back onto the back of the chair. Feet are about hip distance apart. Inhale, heels rise up. Keep thinking inner body bright. So the spine is lifting tall. You might imagine that string that somebody's gently pulling upward towards the sky. And let's exhale, keeping inner body bright. So that means keeping a lift in our body, even though our legs are lowering down. On the inhale, lift your heels up. On your exhale, lower your heels down. On your inhale, lift your heels up. Hug your inner heels towards each other. On your exhale, slowly lower your heels down. Notice if the knees are locking. We want to keep a little softness through the back of the knees. Inhale, heels rise. Belly tones. Belly tones, lift up and out of your waist. Take a breath here, a full breath. Inhale, exhale. Slowly lower down. Next time we rise, if you want to play with lifting one or both arms, go for it. Hand placement. You could have one hand like in a half prayer or both hands in prayer. You might take one arm up overhead. You also might touch your pointer finger to your thumb, making the okay sign, or it's also called Yana Mudra. So it's half Yana Mudra, and it can help us with balance. So you choose. You could have hands on your hips, maybe one hand on your hip, one on the chair, one in half prayer, one overhead, or one in this Yana Mudra business, fingertip and thumb touching. It's a very important mudra, by the way. I don't mean to belittle it in any way. It's very important. It's interesting that it helps our proprioception as well. Maybe one or both arms come up, or maybe you switch hands. When you need a break, lower your heels back down. A few more breaths playing with this pose. Balancing pose. Have a little fun with it. And then exhale. When you're ready, release down. Let's find wall dog. So wall dog, your hands are going either on the seat of the chair or the back of the chair, and that's for you to determine. I tend to like my hands on the seat of the chair, but it's really going to be a preference for what feels most sturdy to you, and also where you can keep your shoulder blades on your back. So I'm going to show it with hands on the seat of the chair, but feel free to have your hands on the back of the chair. We're going to walk our feet back, hip distance apart. Now, where's inner body bright in this one? If we go really short and we're not feeling a stretch on the sides of the body, then it's probably not so bright. We can make it brighter. So maybe walk your feet back a little bit, but make sure your shoulders feel okay. If there's any pain, the elbows might need to be bent. Then, with hands on the chair, maybe bend the knees, take the sit bones back, and notice how the sides of your body get longer. Keep angling the sit bones back. Now, maybe start to straighten the legs. Maybe not all the way. Push down through your feet evenly. Big toe mound across the pinky and center of heel, all pressing down. Let's inhale and walk back in towards the chair. And rise back up. We're going to play with doing a little bit of cross body walking and crossing the body. I'm going to show it with standing to the side, because I think you'll be blocked if I put the chair in front of me. But we're going to lift one leg. First do that, just walk in place. Inhale and exhale. I want you to think about, I'm going to turn this way, otherwise you're not going to see me well. So push down through one foot, lift the other up. Feel the rebound. I want you to think about the knee lifting. So we're making space in between our footprint and the earth. We're keeping inner body bright. We're keeping the heart lifted. So if your hand, one hand is on the chair, then when the opposite leg lifts, lift your arm. So when my left leg lifts, I'm lifting my right arm. We're still alternating. Ooh, this is a brain tease, isn't it? It's a little bit of a brain tease. Now, if you're feeling super balanced, you might swing opposite arm. But if not, Honestly, this is enough to do opposite arm and leg. Make sure you're breathing. How is this yoga? We're taking the concept of inner body right here and balance and breathing. Breathing is yoga, right? Perhaps one more. Even it up. Take a little break. Take a little break. One or both hands on the chair. Inhale. One or both arms rise up. Inner body bright. Push down through your feet. Feel that big glowing light in the center of your heart. The sides of your body get even longer. Now exhale, hand to your hip. Lean forward, push your hips back. Back of the knees are soft. Maybe release your hand down towards your shin. One or both hands. One hand might still be on the chair. Release the head and the jaw. Maybe let the head sway right and left. Inhale, bring your hand back to your hip. Draw your shoulders up and back. That's our inner body bright. Now push your hips back and lengthen the crown of your head forward. That's inner body bright. We're taking up more space. We're getting longer. Hips move back. Crown of the head moves forward. Push down through your feet. Rise up. One or both arms lift to the sky. Exhale, hands at your heart. Woo. All right. Let's do the other side. So if you had one hand on your chair and one hand swinging when we were walking in place, then you can switch it up. If not, you'll do the version that you did before. Here we go. Start to walk in place. And really feel, use this time to feel your feet touching down. In fact, let's take a little bit more time, and I want you to lift one leg, place the heel down, heel ball toe, drag it back in. I want you to really feel how the foot rolls down. Inhale, other leg, knee lifts. Exhale, lower the heel down, then the foot, drag it back in. And again, inhale, knee rises. Exhale, heel places. Step down the foot, drag it back in. One more. Inhale, knee rises. Exhale, heel lowers. Foot presses down, drag it back in. Now start to walk in place and bring your consciousness to the bottom of your feet as they touch down. That's yoga. It's bringing awareness to our body as we move. Now we're going to bring the opposite arm and leg up. So you can either do one or both arms. We're alternating. This just gets the right and left hemispheres of the brain charged up, connecting in a way they might not have. That's that neuroplasticity, making new pathways. A few more times, make sure you're breathing. Meaning, of course you're breathing, right? It's awareness to the breathing. Awareness and breathing. Good. And release. Inner body bright. We're in mountain pose. Shoulders up and back. Sides of the body long. This is mountain pose. If you're tired, you might pause and just stay here and skip the sun salute. Inhale, arm rises, one or both. Push down through the feet, rise a little bit more, lift up and out of the waist. Exhale, hand to your hip. Lean forward, push your hips back, crown of the head forward. Soften the back of your knees, draw your shoulders up and back. This is space we're making. Hips back, crown of the head forward. Exhale, release the spine. Let it go. Maybe release one or both arms towards the earth or towards a body part like a leg, a shin, or a thigh. Sway the head right and left. and left and right. Come back to that pause and center, shoulders up and back, one or both hands to your hips, push down through your feet, rise up, belly tones, inhale, one or both arms, lift up towards the sky, reach to your highest, exhaling, hands at your heart. Okay, one more balance pose that's cross body, and that's eagle pose. We've done this before for those of you who've been on, and you can do one or both of it. We kind of been doing that, touching our opposite ears with our fingertips, but we don't need to do that. Of course, you're welcome to do that in the pose. Eagle arms. So you can either hug yourself. I'm going to switch it up. So right arm's on top of left. Give yourself a big hug. You certainly can be seated for this as well. Then right arm is on top. So now we're going to bring left leg. It's going to cross over. So release your arms so you can see what's going on here, because you don't want to look down. It's going to fuss up your balance. You might just, this might be it. Bend the knee and place the foot on the side. Or you might cross it over. You also might have a block and place your foot on a block that's on the opposite side. So left foot's over right here. That's the cross. That's the crossing over. That's the cross body. You don't have to have the block. It can be here. You might, and then what I want you to do is hug your legs towards each other, but keep the knees bent. So we're hugging, right now I've got my shins hugging into shins. Calf into shin, shin into calf. This might be it for your eagle pose. If you want, you can do that hug. So it's right arm over left, depending upon your balance. Hugging arms towards each other. Sit bones go back, your knees may bend a little bit more. There is the option to bring the forearms upward, fingertips upward. And then release, let that go. Uncross the legs if they were crossed. When we do these poses, you always have the option to just do the upper body or the lower body. There's so many options with adaptive yoga. You should never feel like you're not doing the pose. You're doing the version of the pose that's best for you. So now we're going to switch it up. And you're going to cross shin over shin. Toes are down, maybe on a block. Knees are bent. Calves are hugging towards each other. You certainly can be seated and hug your legs towards each other as you cross them. So now that we have the right on top, we're going to have the right on the bottom, the right arm on the bottom this time. So come on out of it so you can feel it. And left is over right. Give yourself a hug. Hug, hug, hug. That's what yoga is about. Here's what it looks like if we lift the forearms up. And then we want to try to lift the elbows. We want to keep long through the sides of our body. So this could be your eagle pose. Or we do both legs and arms. Possibilities are endless. Depends on how your balance is feeling. Find a spot to stare at that's not moving. And maybe you cross the arms. Now, some people think moving the legs first and then the arms is easier, and some like to get the arms first and then the legs if you're doing them both together. I tend to like to cross the arms and then the legs, but you know, we don't always notice. We just get into a habit pattern, right? Yoga kind of brings us out of our habits a little bit, or more aware of them. And release, let that go. All right, have a seat for our final minutes together. You guys have worked hard. We've worked nonstop. Hello, Miss Deborah. I just noticed you're on. And have a seat and maybe rock the sitting bones right and left. And then move back to your center. You'll find it as you rock forward and back. And maybe rock, I'm sorry, side to side. And then rock forward and back a little bit where we started this class. We were rocking forward and back to find that place where the center engages. Press down through your feet. Let's stretch out the right leg. You can use a tie or your hands behind your thigh. So tie is either around the foot, stretch the leg long, leg is down or leg is up. You choose. You choose. Leg is down or leg is up, or maybe it's on that second chair, which is super nice. If you have that second chair or ottoman or something in front of you to rest your leg on, gives you more opportunity to stretch. Now, inner body bright. So we don't stretch the leg at the expense of keeping the upper body open. So upper body open is first priority. Then we stretch the leg. Maybe we bend the knee in towards us, keeping the upper body upright. Then we can start to press the thigh and the foot away from us. If we lose this up here, lower the leg down a bit. We want to keep upright and right. And then exhale and release. And go for the other side. Now, if you're interlacing fingers, I'll show that behind the thigh. Interlace fingers, same idea. Shoulders up and back, elbows bend out to the side, knees in towards you, and then you slowly press the foot away, keeping upright and bright. Pull the knee in and press the heel away. Pull the knee in and press the heel away. Keep right. Nice stretch. Exhale, lower the leg down. Bring it on in for our final pose, which is the resting pose. You guys know, I think it's so important that you take this time to let the body absorb what we did. We did a lot of things here. We did rocking action, integrating in with how our spine and the curves are related to the rocking forward and back. We did a lot of crossbody moves and poses. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Bring your awareness back to where we started with, as you inhale, breathe into the heart. As you exhale, breathe out from the heart. Think of it like a circle, a continuous circle. Breathing in to the heart, breathing out from the heart, from the nose, in and out through the nose. Maybe come back to that word or quality that you chose in the beginning of class as your intention, whether it was balance, compassion, love. Whatever that quality may have been. It might have been self-care, which is what you engaged in. Breathe in, compassion. Breathe out, compassion. Even as the body relaxes, releasing, holding, we still keep bright through the inner body. Imagine that warm golden glow in the center of your heart. It's expanding from your center out to your every cell on the inside and every cell on your skin. Breathing in light and exhaling out light. So you're bringing light out into the universe as you move on with your day. I encourage you to spend 5-10 minutes, whatever you have to devote to this resting posture. And know that you can reboot at any time during the day as you focus on breathing in and out from the heart. Bringing my palms together in front of the heart. Acknowledge your own light. Feel your own light. You can feel it in your heart center. You can feel it in between your palms. And as we say namaste, we acknowledge the light within ourselves. And then the light with everyone that we are connected to in this class, as we join together as a community with the Michigan Parkinson Foundation. We honor and bow to each other's light as we are all connected. Namaste. Thank you for being with me today, everyone.